Today we're talking about corporal punishments, which is really the use of physical force to try to correct or discipline children. Really, we are talking about beating, we are talking about kicking, talking about pinching, any form of physical force that you use on children. We know that this is the most common form of approach that whether teachers, parents, guardians use, especially on children. And it is something that is very prevalent right now in our society. It is something that we have known as a way to correct behavior. We also have the belief that if we do not beat children, they will not do what is right or they will not learn. However, the research and the science actually says far from it. In fact, the beating of children and the use of corporal punishments does not actually correct behavior. What it does is it conditions these children to fear, and then what happens in the long term is that once this fear is taken away, then these children, now adults, revert back to behavior that does not actually reflect any form of discipline. And that is why we see a lot of what we see in our communities now. That is why we see a lot of disorder, a lot of disrespect, and a lot of disorganization generally, and even our children. There's a lot of rebellion happening right now, which really shows that if the beating was working, then the society would be much different. So we are in a very difficult situation because it's an inherent belief in the minds, but it's a false belief. And that is what we have been trying to talk about here today, to try to correct and say that there are alternatives to correcting children. That what we need is to impart life skills on children, correct children in a way that they learn from what they are doing is wrong, and then understand what the right thing to do is. We know that one of the challenges is in schools, where we have a lot of beating in schools, and we hope to dialogue with teachers and equip them with skills to be able to have alternatives to disciplining children as opposed to simply using the cane. Laws only work when people believe in why the law was enacted. The problem of corporal punishment is inherent. So when people don't believe that corporal punishment is wrong, even the law does not stop them from doing it. Because even some of the enforcers of the law believe that corporal punishment is the right thing to do. So what we have to do is address an attitude and knowledge problem, a mindset problem, so that people begin to understand that this thing does not work. All this confusion we see on the roads and in our day-to-day life is as a result of this corporal punishment. You beat children, and people grow up only knowing that they can only be disciplined when controlled. So when there is nobody around, then you have all this indiscipline, you see. And so it's not working. And all the science shows us that it does not work. We have to change it.
Download the app on App Store or Google Play Store now. Vision Digital Experience, the future of media.